Hey, I'm Woulg, and today we're going to be making a house track in Ableton Live using Lethal from Lethal Audio. If you don't have Lethal, go down to plugins.landr.com and check out the free trial. If you like it, you can get it for $9.99 a month. Here's a clip of what we're going to make today. So we'll be running through some of the features of Lethal and how to take the sounds that you made in Lethal and mess around with them in Ableton, basically taking you from an empty project all the way to a dance floor ready, crushing, face melting house track. So yeah, let's get it started. Let's start with the drums and the bass. They're really the foundation of the track, the core of the track. They're sort of the main puzzle piece that everything else sort of fits onto, and we build everything off of that. That's where I like to start. Let's do that. All right, so let's make our kick track. What I usually do with my drums right off the bat is I'll group them and drop in the drum bus. Let's go to Lethal, pick out in the house presets. We can go into percussion and drums. Just kicks 01 sounds pretty good. So let's start with that and let's see what kind of sounds we've got here. Just gonna make one every quarter note. We've got this sort of thing going on. These all sound pretty cool to me, so let's try this. This one's kind of interesting. And then from here, it might be nice to pull down the sustain a little bit so we get a bit of a tighter drum sound. Yeah, that sounds pretty good. One of the things that I like to do with kicks is I don't really like it when they're super, super punchy in the high end. And a lot of these kicks have that, which is great because if you don't want that, you can just peel it away with the low pass filter. I'm just gonna pull the cutoff down and see kind of what feels right. Yeah, something like that probably ought to do it. Adding corpus on here, this will give it sort of a little bit of a different way of controlling the tail. So if we bring this down a bit, we can kind of hear what this will sound like. I'm going to bring the width down. Obviously, you don't want width on your kick drum, or especially on the low end part of your kick drum. So that's a little bit too much physical modeling. So. That's nice. One of the other things that I really like to do with kick drums is so that they can transition from being just a little click to being, the full sound of the drum. So one of the ways that you can do that is just take away all the sustain, and then you can do this sort of thing. So when you want to, for example, emphasize a section, you can just slowly pull the low end out of the kick and then bring it all in all at once. So really hits hard. Sweet, so now let's put in the bass sound. I'm just gonna kind of pick the first thing that comes to mind. And then for this sort of thing, what I usually do is I'll just grab this scale plugin. This makes your life easier. And let's put in a pattern. Sounds pretty cool. Oops. That's kind of nice. Yeah, that's cool. Let's put the bass on the off beats here. Whoa. Maybe a little bit slower than that. That's nice, yeah. Duplicate it. Yeah, that's nice. Oh, you know what? I want to put a little bit of swing on this bad boy. Yeah, that's nice. Okay, we've got a bit of reverb. That sounds kind of nice. Yeah. Let's put a little drive. A little bit of shine. Gonna be honest, I'm not quite sure what this does, but I like the way it sounds, so I'm gonna do a bit of that. That's a bit much, maybe. Okay, something like that. I like that it's a bit kind of staccato, but yeah, maybe a bit more of a smooth sound. Cool, yeah, I mean, that feels pretty good to me. We might want to do a bit of this sort of thing here too. Yeah, that's nice. So yeah, that's kind of nice. We can play with the envelope a little bit. This will just make it so that the attack isn't quite as strong, so we get more of like a boom sort of sound instead of a boom, or like a pop kind of sound. I like this because I think that the beginning of the sound maybe is a bit abrupt, but I still want to have that little, not sizzle, but that extra sort of warmth in the mids. So yeah, just add a bit of that and brought the attack up a little bit so that we have a little bit more of that whoom kind of sound. Put that here. Oh, that sounds pretty good. Yeah, I'm gonna pull this down a fair bit. That's nice. When you tune down a sound, it's obviously gonna sound kind of more sloppy and extended. So I just kind of adjusted the amplitude envelope over here to still have that nice bit of pop there. And then I actually don't want the snare to pop too much in the track. I kind of want it to be a little bit more dark and deep. So it's kind of just what I'm doing here is just refining this a little bit. Let's pull down the cutoff a bit. That's nice. Put a bit of drive maybe. Not too much. It's feeling pretty good. Yeah, I think that sounds good for the snare. The thing is that usually I would spend a ton of time working on this part, but the sounds in here are they just sound right. Like they already sound good. So the things that I'm doing are like super minor tweaks just to kind of gel everything and give everything my little flair or flavor or whatever. Damn, that's starting to sound really nice. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna start putting on the additional percussion layers. That's really what's gonna bring out the groove in the track. So click the next video and let's get started.